Let's take a tour in Manchester. It wasn't busy like this. Oh, the silence in Tom's Manchester city centre apartment, well, at first it was luxury, but by the summer 2026 it started to feel suffocating. Tom, at 56, he'd spent decades as a high-level management consultant at EY. He'd spent his life optimising complex systems, always knowing exactly what his output would be at the end of the day. But sitting in his high-rise looking at a spreadsheet that was hemorrhaging cash faster than he could track, that clarity disappeared. Tom looked at his portfolio, his 3-bucket strategy, and he felt a profound sense of failure. He'd spent his career mitigating risks for some of the largest organisations in the country, yet he felt a bit of an utter novice when it came to his own life. The spreadsheet that was once a tool now felt like a mirror reflecting a man who'd lost his purpose the moment he stepped away from that advisory role. The realisation came on a hot, sunny Tuesday, just like this, watching the city traffic from his balcony. The noises from the city wafting up to his apartment. He realised he was grieving, not for work, but for the errors in his retirement plans. Retirement plans he put together himself. He needed to make that decision to downsize his apartment. A move that felt at the time like admitting defeat. But as he packed up his home office, a modest desk filled with books he hadn't opened and notes from projects that no longer existed, something shifted in his consciousness. The grief turned into a sharp clarity. He wasn't really failing, he was just in the wrong place. He realised that this friction of this daily living in Manchester, the soaring service charges and the temptation of this high-end city conveniences, were all just noise. By choosing a smaller, more efficient space, he wasn't shrinking his life. He was stripping away the static so that he could hear his own thoughts again. Retirement's not about the footprint of your home, it's about the clarity of your days.
Nothing left to feel.
Tom's downfall wasn't a sudden market crash, but a slow erosion of reality through his own calculations. Now, having spent decades in management and risk consultancy, he treated his retirement like a corporate project, rigid, spreadsheet-driven and devoid of margin for error. He applied a management-first logic to his personal budget, assuming that the lean efficiency and aggressive growth-heavy portfolio allocation would suffice. Well, he was wrong. His investment strategy failed because it was built on historical market patterns that didn't account for the volatility of an unearned income phase. treated his cash reserves as static assets rather than dynamic buffers. In his budget, he prioritised space and the location in Manchester over the actual flexibility he got when he moved. Effectively, this locked his capital into an illiquid asset while underestimating the inflation of the living costs. His professional past managing risk for large firms blinded him. He was so accustomed to mitigating enterprise scale risk that he ignored the human risk of his own lifestyle. He fell into the trap of believing that if the data points worked on screen, then the outcomes were guaranteed. And for new retirees, the lesson's clear. Your career expertise is a tool, not a template. You can't retire by managing your life as a managed project. Flexibility, not optimization, is the true currency of retirement. When you detach from the workforce, your portfolio needs to breathe with you, and your budget must prioritize liquidity. And the silence at Tom's apartment shouldn't be the sound of rigid plan breaking. It should be the sound of a newfound freedom. The need to calculate all the variables. Thanks for listening. See you on the next one.